Well, Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward returns to Morning Live for her weekly update on the city. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Bob, and happy belated anniversary.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank
You're
you.
very
Yeah,
welcome.
took a couple of days off last week.
Good for
So,
you.
how are things since we spoke going step 3-wise in Burlington? In fact, we had our anniversary dinner in Burlington, I should mention.
Well, that's important, as you should.
Yeah,
So it's
I know.
you know what we had our first date inside in a restaurant in many moons with some friends, so that was great on Friday, and it's going really, really well. For a number of days, we've had single-digit increases across Halton, and single-digit increases continue in Burlington. So we've really kicked the new infection rates to the curb. But we're not out of the woods yet. So people still have to wear a mask, physically distance. There's a number of other measures that businesses take. Those are critically important, especially until we get more people vaccinated. And, we've got the Delta variant out in the community. So
Yeah.
it's going well, though.
Yeah, and how are we doing with vaccinations? Are we keeping up the pace? And I know it's a concern making sure kids 12 and up get vaccinated for school.
Yeah, overall we're about 80% first dose and 59%. That number climbs every day. So, keep going out and getting that second dose. There are walk-in appointments in Burlington at Gary Allen Center. There are appointments available really across the region, and as a Halton resident, you can go wherever it's closest to you. So make sure you get that second dose, have a 2-shot summer, and if you like tequila, have a 2-shot of that too.
That's the cocktail we're talking about.
Celebrate, yeah. I'm getting my second dose on Saturday, so I will be. I'll be celebrating that. I love tequila, yeah, but don't tell anyone.
Oh no, this won't leave Ontario, I promise.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wanted to ask you on a serious topic, Dundas Street, Toronto Council renaming it. Well, the name Dundas impacts so many municipalities, and Dundas Street goes right through Burlington. What is the talk in Burlington regarding perhaps dealing with this, if at all?
So we've had some questions from the community about whether we will look into it, and we're certainly open to the dialogue. There's no initiative right now to rename it, and we'd really rely on the community to let us know their thoughts. And when you look at the Toronto situation, they really studied this for many, many months. There was a significant petition. I think it was over 14,000 people. So it was a really community-led, driven movement to do this renaming and to do the work that was required. So it's we haven't had that conversation yet. We're open to it if the community wants to consider that, but we're not making any decisions. And it's a regional road, so this would have to really be best positioned at regional council, not any of the individual municipalities.
Right. Oakville has been dealing with Glen Abbey and looking to protect that. Can we compare the situation with Millcroft Golf Club in Burlington in terms of protecting it? There's a development plan there, isn't there, that you're dealing with?
There is an application, and so Glen Abbey was much farther along in the process than Millcroft is. They had already gotten a report and analysis from staff turning it down. The council voted to turn it down. It was at the Ontario Lands Tribunal. We had passed some resolutions at regional council to ask the minister to step in and to save Glen Abbey. So it had gone well down the path. And in Burlington, they haven't even received a staff report or a vote of council. Those are necessary steps in the process, and it could go any number of ways. Staff could recommend outright refusal. Council could support that. Staff could recommend partial. There's about 6 different areas being developed. They could recommend some, not all, or conditions, and council would then make a decision based on that recommendation. So the applicant has they have a legal right to have their application heard and processed, and so we need to complete those steps before any other discussion is had. And that should happen. We're expecting a report by October of this year. So we continue to ask people to stay involved, give us your feedback, and we'll complete those steps and then see where we go from there.
Okay, looking way ahead, I see Burlington is returning to the Santa Claus neighborhood tours. You have to start these plans early.
You really do. So if we were going to do the big sort of single parade, the planning would have started about 2 months ago for that. And of course, we were in step 2 at that point. We weren't sure what the summer was going to look like, certainly not sure what the fall was going to look like. And so the decision was made. We've kind of run out of planning runway to do anything other than the neighborhood tour. But, that was really well received in most neighborhoods. And in fact, the city won an award for that creativity and that planning. And so Santa comes to you. So I think we'll have an opportunity based on last year's experience to publicize it so people can get out, to make sure that everyone knows when Santa's coming to visit, and make some changes in light of some of the feedback to make it the best event that we can.
Okay, enough about Christmas. We have to check the Burlington Tequila patio forecast.
Yes, please
Yes.
do.
Okay.
I'm staying right here till I hear it.
Good to see you. We'll talk again next week. Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward.